So during my last video, I said I'd try not to go back to the 5.7 Ursats M10 lineup too quickly for another video. And naturally, that's exactly what I'm doing here today, but I think you'll understand why when you see this one. So I was working on the pilot tasks for Stage 7 of 2018's Operation Summer. And I had recently had a battle on this very map where I'd spawned here and gotten killed off the spawn almost immediately. So I decided I was going to set up an ambush for the enemy team coming to our spawn here and ensure that they didn't make it into our spawn and destroy the battle before the battle got started. And looked like I was doing pretty well off the start here with my artillery getting some hits, and I made it into ambush position here. But unfortunately, I couldn't see over the top of the rock, so I had to rethink my strategy a little bit. And what I decided to do was back up, spin the ersatz around, and use my extremely slow reverse speed to give myself a nice stable gun platform while I reversed towards the A point, so that if any enemies came up across this little cut here to try and move into our spawn, I could zap them. And if they didn't, I'm still making my way up towards A, but I don't have my under-armored backside exposed to where something can come up, shoot me in the back, set me on fire, disable my engine, and then drive up and just pepper me at will until I'm gone, and then continue into our spawn, which is exactly what I'm trying to prevent here. And no sooner did I think, well, alright, it's about time to reverse around and go up towards the A point, because nobody's coming down that little cut there. Cough, cough, nobody's coming down that little cut there. That's your cue, M56. There we go. Sorry, he's new at this, he missed his mark. So then an M56 appears, and here he comes up the little cut, and I'm far enough backwards with these rocks in the way that I think he's not going to see me coming. I can get an ambush on him. And sure enough, I did, but he did see me, and then somehow my shot right at the top of his gun didn't hit him, but hey, whatever. I know he's reversing full speed down a hill, and there's no way his unstabilized gun and gun whip isn't going to cost him dearly. And it did. And there was my first kill, and then it was time to turn around and get the heck out of here and make my way up towards the A point, which has been captured. So I'm expecting the guys that captured A to come in and threaten our spawn, as a team is wont to do. And if you notice, there's a T-3485 up on top of the bunker up there just over A. Now, it's been quite a while since I've played my T-3485s, so I forgot just how bad their gun depression is, and I thought I needed to get down behind the bunker here for cover and wait him out because he was going to shoot me. And then realized that that probably actually wasn't an issue. I had fired artillery back behind me at the draw to make sure nobody came up behind me, and then just kind of sat and waited this one out on this T-34 up here. Now, I'm actually marking incorrectly on the map there. He's one space closer towards me on the map, as you'll see. But it should have gotten my teammates' attention if he was able to deal with it. There's actually two T-3485s up on the A point, the one that you can see, and another one back behind him that just took out our T-34 747, unfortunately, up there. So our friend in the T-3485 who's up on our cap here, top of the bunker, backs off, and I got a shot on him, but I decided not to take that shot because I could not guarantee it was going to break his track. And I thought if I didn't break his track, he's going to pull forward, he's going to do some serious disabling damage to my tank, and that's going to be that. So I thought, he's probably just as concerned about me as I am about him, or perhaps even more, so I'll just wait him out here. I'm also sort of holding off the enemy from coming into our spawn here, which is not really what I'm intending to do, but it is working, and I backed up into a position where I could see him either pull forward or come around the backside to the left of that bunker. And right when I thought he's going to relocate and come around the left side now and come after me, he pulled back out front, and I got a shot on him that somehow didn't disable him. He drove down and got his gun depression where he could get a shot at me, but he missed badly. And then I put a shot right into his midsection that took out a bunch of his turret crew, but didn't really disable his tank. So somebody else just recaptured the A point, so I put artillery on the far side of where this guy is to hopefully discourage the other T-3485 from coming down around and surrounding me from the left side there, or from the right side rather, right where I'm looking, to the right of where I'm pointed. And I decided I better charge around on this first T-3485 and catch him before he can fix his turret crew. So as we come up around here, you can see the other T-3485 just going down that little draw there. There's our friend up top. He does not have the gun depression to shoot me, but I've just barely got gun clearance to get him. Wait for the gun to stabilize, take him out. And now I'd better go chase down the other T-3485 because he's either heading for my spawn and going to catch my guys unawares from the side, or he's playing Ring Around the Rosie with me. And either way, this is a bad thing that I don't want to happen. So come around here, looking for him, seeing if he's trying to chase me around. Don't see him immediately, turn back to the left, and there he is. He's moving up on our spawn as expected and predicted, so we'll put a shot into him for a pair of T-3485s dealt with at the A point, a couple of guys dealt with at our spawn, and 3 kills so far. And now we'll move up and take the A point. Stop this ticket bleed situation that we've got going on. Team is doing all right. We've got a few of them left. We've lost a few, and we're relatively doing all right on ticket bleed. It's a near 2-to-1 ratio, which isn't great, but I decided here, since there's somebody hitting our guys out in the field and my KV-1B right there got taken out, that I just pushed right on through A, and I'm glad I did because these bombs are meant for me. I got some cover between myself and that bunker there from those bombs, and then spotted what I thought was surely a PT-76 right there. And it was, but I shot a little low. His shadow made it look like his PT-76 was sticking out to the right a little farther than he was. I did knock him out, and if you notice, there is an M19 moving by in the background as well, so I waited for him to pull out into the open, which he did, and then very kindly came to a stop for me. Put a shot through him for a quick ace battle. And then ran back for the A point. Did a quick sweep to make sure there were no enemies near me, and there's naturally another enemy tank moving into our spawn. Put some artillery up where I hoped it would stop him and discourage him from pushing into our spawn, and then moved up on this BT-5 that had pulled into the cap. Took out his transmission and decided I'll just sit just far enough back to where I can set him on fire and deal with him from here. Which I did, and then thought, okay, well, he shot at me, it bounced. I don't want to give him a chance to hit another shot, and I thought I would finish him there for sure, which my shots are actually overpenning his thin armor here. So pulled up to finish him off while he's repairing, and then another shot doesn't finish him because it also overpens and goes through his track on the other side. And then finally one more shot takes him out by destroying his crew. And there's my 6th kill for the battle, and I'm back on the A point again. I was back and forth to the A point about 5 or 6 times here, I think. And I decided rather than decap the A point with an enemy plane coming in towards me again, I'd better go and deal with the guy that's in our spawn, because he's got our 2 tanks tied up there by our northeastern spawn. And for now, a decap is sufficient. It'll decap itself, and I'll go help our team. And as it turns out, it's an FV-4202, and he just took out our Panzer IV-C up here. And you can see we've got a Ferdinand. You might not be able to tell on video, but there's a Ferdinand up front, and he's repairing and possibly backing up. There's a smoke screen that's been deployed up here, so I'm charging through it to go catch this guy, and I'm not paying attention to where I'm driving exactly. And got caught on this green moss-covered rock, which unfortunately slowed me down a little bit, but not too badly. And you can see that the FV-4202 is right on top of our Ferdinand, which I'm expecting to be over to the left on some sort of like a plateau or a path or something. And I come around the corner and no, they're down below somewhere. Where the heck is this FV-4202? Well, it turns out there's a low sunken road there that I've almost never taken, so I wasn't sure it was there. There's the 4202. Pull up on him, wait for my gun to come down, try to time the shot on the way down, and the gun whips a little too far downward. So I put artillery on him because he's certainly not going to get away from me here. He's putting shots into my Ferdinand, and I'm going to finish him off. Using the artillery for a little bit of cover. And pay close attention to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen as I pull up around and get my gun to line up on this 4202, who's in position behind my Ferdinand. Yeah, that's right. He J'd out to deny me getting a kill on him, because I had him dead to rights, and he was finished. So I'll leave it up to you guys to judge that event there, but remember that not kill there in a little bit. personally, I'm inclined to count that among my kill total because he most certainly wasn't about to J out until I came over the top of that hill and pointed my gun down at him, because he was in excellent killing position on my disabled Ferdinand, and unfortunately there's no chance that my Panther was going to pull a Ferdinand up the hill to get him out of that depression he was in down there. So I went up to head back up to the A point again. I felt bad about leaving him there, but there was just no way that I was going to be able to pull him up that hill on that incline. So here we are again, heading back to A. Imagine that. My artillery is not quite reloaded, so I couldn't use that to fire ahead of me to scare him off or throw up some dirt or potentially damage whatever's there. Or even just use it as a scouting tool to see what type of vehicle is on A. But I was able to scout a heavy tank that was already lit up on the map because it was close enough to our spawn there on the northwest spawn, and just make sure our guys saw it. And then come up behind, and just so happened to come up behind a Sherman here on A, and by the time my gun finally stopped moving and I was able to get a hit on him, set him on fire, came around behind him, and that got him to turn his turret around to get a shot at me, which gave me the most beautiful turret silhouette on a Sherman that you can hope to have. And there's another tank heading into our northeast spawn, so I'm going to, once again, decap but not capture the A point, which at this point is totally sufficient because we hold the other two capture points. So I stopped for a moment and then realized he's going to get in there and get a free kill on either my Ferdinand or any other enemies who might be, or any other teammates rather, who might be spawning from our northeast spawn, so I'll go chase him down now. And you can actually see him there to the left of the screen, left center, but I didn't notice him until right here and realized there he is, and it's a Sherman Jumbo. Got a good shot into him, set him on fire and immobilized him, and had a nice profile shot for the follow-up to finish him off.
Attention to the designated grid square.
And there's kill number 8. So now I'm looking at the minimap and I see a friendly SPAA down at the B point with a heavy enemy tank and a medium enemy tank. Now the heavy's just been taken out by a friendly pack wagon, and there's also an SPAA on top of our friendly SPAA down there now as well. So rather than go back to the B point, I just never had a good chance to go sit on top of A and cap it. I think I was back and forth to it 5 times, maybe 4, maybe 6. But I figured I better get down there and help what turns out to be my Warblein right there in the kill feed, getting taken out by a T-3485E again. But at least I know there's a T-3485E and some sort of SPAA down by the B point, and we're holding it, so I might as well head down there and defend it and see if I can ambush or at least catch this T-3485 unawares. So I'm expecting him to move into the capture point here, and I'll be able to come blasting around this bunker and nail him, but there he is just up behind the bunker waiting in ambush. So catch a BTR 152 here, took a quick snapshot at him, took out his ammo, but didn't detonate it. Oh well. Also hit a tire, but that doesn't stop him from moving. Snap fired my artillery to chase after the BTR, and then went after the gunshot from the T-3485 that I could see from the other side of the rocks here. There he is. Got a nice hit into him that did some very serious damage and set him on fire and disabled his turret, and then by the time I could reload and take him out, there we go. And then unfortunately took an immediate follow-up kill, or follow-up hit, which did severe damage to my turret from a Centurion Mark III in their spawn. And was trying to get into position to stop and repair, and this friendly Panzer IV, I think, actually thought I was an M10 and machine gunned at me, even though I should have had a blue name tag, and unfortunately he did not move into position to be able to stop the Centurion from knocking me out before I could get my 10th kill. Really, really wanted to get the 10th kill there so that I could call this video "When a Double Ace is Enough" to follow up on last video, but oh well. The bulk of the remainder of the battle was me flying around in aircraft looking for any sort of ground kills to pick up from my airplanes, and really just finish off this battle in the air to get the last victory that I needed to complete the Day 7 pilot task, Unfortunately, I didn't see any actual ground targets to drop bombs on. I crashed in my FW-190 chasing after an airplane, and then finished things out in my DO-217E4, and that was that for the battle. So yeah, it turned out pretty well. Didn't quite pull off the double ace that I wanted, but I actually ended up finishing both the air and tank tasks in the same battle. And what have we here? Well, look at that. It's the emblem of the USA Air Forces. How perfect. That wasn't bad at all. So there you can see 9 kills, 93% battle activity, a pretty good payout in Silver Lions. Actually finished in 3rd place with 9 kills, which is kind of crazy, which shows you the benefit of capturing and getting assists and other scores. Pretty good awards and a pretty red on the right and not a lot of red on the left kind of kill feed. It's my kind of kill feed right there. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you soon for more War Thunder. I will really try to make the next battle video not be 5.7 Ursat's M10. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next time.